Well, hello again, and we're going to be talking to you about your process speeches today. But first, I want to go over some things because we still have problems that exist that should not exist. All right, number one, I guess I'll start with this one. This shot, the only shot I ever want to see. Don't cut off your head. Don't go down to your navel. Shoot from roughly the bust line to an inch or two above the head. That's it. Just frame it up. Shoot straight in. Eye level to eye level. Camera eye level to your eye level. All right? Don't put the camera up there or down there and shoot up. All right? You can tell where you're looking anytime because some of you, it appears you have your notes up here and you're reading your notes, and then you have some of your notes over here and you're reading your notes. You have some of your notes down here, and some of you have your notes up here. And it's like you're moving your notes all around, and I can tell your eyes. Get your outline in your hand. Use it. Look down at it. That kind of thing. Don't post your notes all around your camera. All right. This shot, the only shot. Another thing we've said multiple times, and people still aren't following it. Never, but never send me an assignment other than from your Ivy Tech email address to my Ivy Tech email address, with the exception of the exams which you take in Blackboard, and the discussion boards which you post in Blackboard. All other class papers must be sent to me from your Ivy Tech email address to my Ivy Tech email address. That means you send me your public speaker critique to my email address. Don't post it in Blackboard anywhere. Don't post it anywhere near the assignment. Send it to me. Some of you told me you've posted it someplace. I can't find them. I have no access to some of the stuff you have access to. Send them to my Ivy Tech email address. Same thing goes for outlines. You have 2 outlines for most of your speeches. Send both of them attached to the same email message. All right? If for whatever reason, and we've had a couple of instances where that's happened this semester, you post your video to other than Connect, for instance, YouTube, don't password it and not send me the password. If I don't have the password, I can't look at your video. It's that simple, okay? Come on, folks, let's get this right. Also, don't contact me and tell me you've posted it someplace else because you couldn't get it in Connect. And then when I say, did you contact anyone at Connect? You tell me, no. Well, in part, sometimes no means you waited too late to make the call. Start getting your videos posted earlier, and we won't have some of these problems. Some of them have to be compressed because of the camera that you're using. There are instructions there how to do that. However, I would still want to talk to somebody that knows, and I would call the Connect student help number, which is posted, and ask them what to do. Discussion boards. Some of you still are not doing the discussion boards. Some of you are apparently deciding that because you missed the Wednesday at 11:59 deadline, you won't post the first part. Well, guess what? When you don't post the first part, you don't get 5 points. But if you post the first part early, you'll get a deduction, but at least you'll get some points. I don't know. I can't figure out why people try to second guess the teacher. Let me decide how many points you get. Post. 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 What else? Audience intros. There is only one place I want to see your audience intro. I want to see it at the beginning of your speech. After the audience has introduced itself, do not turn off your camera. Keep the camera running. I don't know if you think that it can't be figured out that the camera was turned off, the audience went home 3 hours ago, and you're now doing your speech. I can see that. I can figure that out. But the audience is introduced at the beginning of the speech. Do not start your speech by telling me, hello, my name is Keith Klein, and I'm going to be talking today about a process speech on how to do a Boy Scout fire. Now, let me introduce my audience. No. The audience first, then you, And probably not a good idea to thank the audience for coming and things like that. Just get into your speech. You can thank them afterwards on your dime, not on my time on the camera. All right, let's get into the critiques by your fantasy name. Here we go. First up is Percy. Percy, wrong shot composition. You talk about chalk, and I'm not sure if you're talking C-H-A-L-K or C-H-O-C-K. When you do something like that, you may want to spell it for us so we understand. And also, it's a strange term, so make sure that we understand what you're talking about. What's your credibility? People, all of you, establish your credibility at the very beginning of your speech. You needed to deal with being prepared to talk to the audience about how dirty this job could be. You know, if I'm all dressed up in a suit and tie and I'm going someplace, I don't want to be in that position. What do I do, or is there anything I can do, short of having a pair of coveralls with me? All right. You're reading too much. You're getting lost in your own script. Somewhat abrupt ending to your speech. And you need to, when you use an unusual word, spell it out. I already talked about that. And a lot of your process speech videos needed visuals, and people did not use visuals. I'm not exactly sure why. All right, next up is Kiko. Kiko, I can hardly hear you. You have the wrong shot composition. Back to the audio. I've got the audio cranked all the way up on my end, and I can barely hear you. And there's a lot of room noise, too. You're cutting off the top of your head in the video. You're shooting up and into your face. Use your outline in your hand so you're not reading all around when you do that. Stand still. Don't swing your shoulders when you're talking. That's very distracting. Get some energy in your voice so that you are talking really low like this. Volume and energy kind of go hand in hand. So a little louder will get you a little more energy. Okay, work on that. You jerk your body around while you're speaking. You're kind of doing a little bit of kind of movements like that. Be conscious of that so you get rid of that. Work on flow. I have no outlines and I saw no audience. So make sure you work on it. You have a light tisk, and like a lot of these process speeches, this was more informational than process. They're very close, but make sure that you're aware of the difference. Next up is Dorian. You turn the camera off after the audience intros. You have too much headroom. There's this is more informational than process. The camera is shooting up into your face. Never do that. What is your credibility? You didn't establish it. It's almost like you're talking to fourth graders through the tone of your voice. So be careful there on what you're doing. And you had a very strange ending. The process needs visuals. In particular, what you were doing, and don't sigh when you speak, and you seem to be tentative at times in what you're talking about. You also seem to be lecturing me, not speaking to me conversationally, and you were looking down into the camera, and that's something we talked about, so work on that. And this was far too technical for a general audience speech. Next up is Deline. This speech just started. There was no audience intro. Watch the bouncing of your head side to side when you're talking. Never intro the audience this way, the way you did it. This is more of an informational than a process speech. There was too much detail on the procedure you're talking about. Some people already are a little squeamish about things, and you don't want to give them that much detail that would cause them to be even more squeamish. You need to show things in a process speech, and this was a slightly soft focus. And again, never introduce your audience at the end of the speech, only at the beginning. Soften up just a bit. You're lecturing us. You're not talking with us. And you need to be conversational in what you're talking about. And as I said, you're giving a speech that could make some people uncomfortable. Next up is Tesla. Tesla, the speech may be only directed toward one part of your audience. Be sure to make sure you are aware of that. You're too loose on the camera shot. Your is annoying. Then I want to I'm over exaggerating, but you can see in your speech. You had a good opening. Talk to me, the camera, and your head appears to be on a swivel because it's always going like this, so make sure you work on that. Don't get lost in your own speech. Work on your flow. Visuals would certainly have helped this speech, and some actions would have come in to show some things that you were talking about. Watch your vocalized pauses, your ums and your ahs, and you have a light tisk. And finally, monk. This is not finally, there are more to follow. No outlines. The speech went long. Why say that this speech was thrown together at the last minute when you're speaking? Don't ever say that. You mentioned YouTube, but you gave me no address. Stand still. What's your credibility? Don't understand why you are not centered in the picture. This is more a this is a process speech, but it came off in a very theoretical way. What you're talking about was hard to follow, and you speed up some sentences too fast. At times you're not even looking at the camera when you're talking. Just a lot of stuff here. Watch your tisk, and start by showing your audience. Okay? Make sure we get that all taken care of. All right, next up is scenic. Scenic, you have the wrong camera shot. You're cutting off the top of your head. Your speech did not finish. You are reading your speech. There's no good eye contact. You're way off mic, which is on the camera. And this is very short. You know you had some problems, and I sent you an email about what to do. Next up is duck. No outlines. You're still shooting up and in. Your eyes are wandering while you're talking. Your eyes are kind of moving like this, and it's like, where are your eyes going next? Okay. Put your outline in your hand so you're not reading in different parts of the screen. Remember that this is a mixed gender audience, and it's kind of hard to follow with lots of directions. Next up is goat. Very nice appearance. You have the wrong shot composition. This really needed some visuals. Slow down just a bit. Work on breath support, and that breath support will help lower the pitch of your voice a little bit. You get high pitched and you sound a little bit shrill at times. Next up is zippy. Nice appearance. Great lighting. Thank you for that. I like that you and another student share the same audience. You have good outlines, interesting speech, nice visuals. Show us the wonderful product in your visuals. That was something you were talking about. It needed visuals. I'm sorry, not nice visuals. It needed visuals. Show us these products you're talking about. Very interesting speech. I want to see, I understand water, but I want to see the other parts. All right, nice smile. That's nice to do too. And what does up to down mean in context of what you were talking about? You work up to down is what you said. Next up is Trixie. Nice appearance, good lighting on your face. Smile a little bit. This is a fun speech. This is something that's pleasant. Don't look so dour in when you're talking. And in part because what you're talking about is easy, so let your audience know that this is easy to do. Next is a nice flow, good tips along the way, good visuals, well done on the visuals, thank you for that, and well used in your speech. Rehearsed, you ran very long on this one, and you have a slight tisk. Next is Manchester, and Manchester, don't forget to label, everybody, label your outlines. I need to know whether it's a preparation outline or the speaking outline. It ran a little bit long. You have a very nice appearance. Keep the flow moving. Label both of your outlines. You have good use of visuals. What is visa status? When you use terms, make sure you explain them. Good information in this speech. Well done. Generally well presented. Watch the light tisk. Okay, you got a lot of tips there, a lot of things to do to make it better. Work on all of this, and let's see what you do on your informational speech. You have a great one. Talk to you next time.